We give out free food each and every Saturday from 11 to 2. And so we want you to come on out and support us when we love on your community. And we also have a fish fry once a month. We want to raise funds, put back into the community. And so come on, support us. We need your love. And also, if you want to be connected with us, go to Rainier Avenue Radio World, to the website, Facebook, Instagram, and God is. And as God is got a website, we need your help, community. So come on out and get your free food each and every Saturday it is. And so we asking for donation, whatever you feel to give from your heart to the mind. And as we doing it right here for you, go to our website and touch love and give back. And so come on by 810 23rd Avenue, Rainier Avenue Radio World, your community radio station and inspiration of all the things we do in your community.
Welcome to the Fitness Corner. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and you're going to get a whole total body workout on my show, starting off with a warm-up, aerobics, strength training, cool down, and stretching every Friday from 11:30 to 12 right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hi, I'm Paul Pearson of StarTime. Did you know that back in the 1930s, Rainier Avenue Radio operated out of a supply closet in the Columbia City First Bank? Well, times have changed and so have we. Now you can hear all the great Rainier Avenue Radio shows on our mobile app for Android and iPhone. It's completely free on the Google Play Store and the iPhone App Store. The Rainier Avenue Radio app.
Women Empowerment Talk Radio, your roadmap to business success. Tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio World, providing resources and sharing motivational experiences from the everyday entrepreneur. Tune in Women Empowerment Talk Radio every Sunday, 3 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio World.
Thông điệp này được gửi đến bạn bởi Bộ Y tế Công cộng Seattle và quận King, Bộ Y tế Washington, Washington Chapter AAP và Wilson Ridge. Cho dù lớp học của bạn ở đâu, dù trực tiếp hay trực tuyến, tiêm chủng định kỳ sẽ bảo vệ cho con của bạn tránh khỏi các bệnh nghiêm trọng như bệnh sởi, quai bị và thủy đậu. Và chúng giữ cho con của bạn được an toàn, khỏe mạnh và phát triển. Nếu cần trợ giúp tìm nhà cung cấp, hãy vào trang parenthelp123.org hoặc gọi đường dây nóng Help Me Grow Washington ở số 1-800-322-2588.
This is Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio. This is Afternoons with Monique, recording live in Seattle, Washington, every Thursday at 1 p.m.
Hello, how we doing, Seattle? This is Daniel Bellis from the Rainier Avenue Radio Studio. We will be opening up with Afternoons Monique shortly, starting in a couple of minutes or so. But for right now, we want to let you know about a wonderful things that we're doing for Black History Month. A lot of things upcoming right here, and including a Black comedy night going on this Monday, and that's at 7 p.m. hosted by the one and only Rod Long, right here at the Columbia City Theater, which is the home of Rainier Avenue Radio. That'll be at Monday at 7 p.m. Check it out. That if you like high school basketball, we got that going on. We're covering the Metro League championship this Friday night at 7. Well, actually, the girls and the boys this Friday at Seattle Pacific University, covering that. The girls at 6 p.m. and the boys at 8 p.m. So lots in store. We also got a lot more things, some panels going on next week for Black History Month right here at the Columbia City Theater on Tuesday at 7 p.m. We'll be doing the Being an African Immigrant in Black America panel. And we'll follow that up on Thursday with a second panel, Blacks in Tech, hosted by Al Heron on the 17th, next Thursday at 5 p.m. And I think we're ready to go. Afternoons with Monique. Our host is here. Let's get things rolling.
Good afternoon, Seattle. This is Monique Lee from the Afternoons with Monique show. You are on Rainier Avenue Radio, and today I have the pleasure of inviting um, one of our famous chef, Miss Emme Collins, on my show. Let's find out what adventures she had gone through to take her to the Food Network and a champion for a job program. Please welcome to the show, Miss Emme Collins.
Hi, Monique. Thanks for
How are
having
you?
me. I'm great.
It's my pleasure. So I got a chance to read a little bit about your bio on your website. First of all, what is the website again?
It's chefemme.com.
Okay. And how do you spell that in case people want to check out your website?
So it's chef, CHEFEMME.com.
Okay. So I mispronounced it as Emme, but okay. So M, right?
Emmy.
Emmy. Okay. So I understand that you are of Brazilian descent, and your family emigrated to Seattle in the 90s. And tell us a little bit about your journey to America. Sound like you've been to a lot of different places.
For sure. Yeah. So I was born in Brazil, Salvador, Bahia, to be more exact. And that was where I spent the first 6 years of my life. My mom came to the US first. She was doing like a culinary course here. And so about 5 to 6 months after my mom came, my dad and I joined her here in Seattle. It was quite a journey. It was very different, coming from a place where all my parents have my mom has 5 brothers and sisters. My dad has 9 brothers and sisters. So a place where like all my family, big family, it's hot weather, just very different coming to Seattle. And that just being my mom, my dad, me, and my little brother was very different. It was a culture shock as well.
So just the 4 of you.
Yeah.
Small. Okay. So smaller. And most of your relatives are still back in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so you came here. How old were you when you came to the U.S.?
Yeah, I was 6 years old. And so I started about halfway through first grade here in Seattle.
Okay. And so you graduated from high school in Seattle here. Tell us what happened after that.
Yeah, so I graduated from Ingram High School here in Seattle, and my parents had opened the first Brazilian restaurant here a few years back when I was in middle school. So I just really grew up in the restaurant industry, working with my parents as well as other restaurants. So I knew that I wanted to be in the hospitality field. So after high school, I did a 2-year college here at North Seattle and transferred with hopes of transferring to a university, but life kind of put me in a different path, but still in the hospitality industry, where at first I thought I was going to really focus on the management and front of the house side. But that kind of evolved to me really seeing that my passion was in the back of the house with the culinary. So I decided to go to culinary school.
Right. So I know that on your website, you said that your family opened the first Brazilian restaurant. Do you know, what was it? What was it called?
Yeah, it was called Tempero do Brasil. I was about 12 years old when my parents opened it with a business partner. Yeah, it was Tempero do Brasil, the first Brazilian restaurant in Seattle.
Well, that's cool. And then, okay, so I know that you were invited to, or you were a participant in a show called Food Network Jobs, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm very curious, did you know about it? Did you, a lot of people in the audience probably have seen the show. It's very popular. I'm not sure. I used to watch it too. Is it still going right now?
It is. It's I think the 53rd season coming up. So it's a super popular show that's been on for forever. I remember even as a kid watching it. It was such a fun experience to be on Chopped. They actually reached out to me via Instagram. So I got a direct message in my Instagram asking if I'd be willing and interested in participating. And of course I said yes. So we did that last year. I flew out over to the East Coast, New Jersey area. And we filmed it. It was 2 days. The first day was more of interviews and kind of the intro shots. And then the second day was all about the competition. And that was really fun.
Well, tell us about the competition. Is that like an all-day affair with lots of people competing? How many people did you
Yeah.
compete with?
Yeah, so it's Chopped is 4 contestants usually, and there's 3 rounds. There's an appetizer round, an entree round, and then a dessert round. So depending on how long you survive the challenges and the rounds, like the longer your day will be. And so I was there like all day long from really early in the morning to really late that night. But yeah, so it's the 3 rounds. You do the appetizer, which I think is like 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes to like open your basket, see your ingredients, and you have to use everything in those in the basket. And a lot of times it's like crazy items. I know that in my episode we had like, it was a shakes and fries theme. So like every basket had some sort of element of milkshake or French fries, which was really, really fun, and like to get like creative and stuff.
So what did you end up making, the 3 dishes?
So I really wanted to stick true to like my Brazilian roots. So at every round that went by, like I really wanted to see something like in my culture that I can make. The first round I did a quibe frito, which is a Brazilian like appetizer with like Middle Eastern roots as well. And that's kind of like a ground beef croquette. With like a little salad. And then for my entree, I did like a pollo saltado, which is kind of more of like a Peruvian style dish, but still keeping with like the Latin flair of it. And then for my dessert, I did a sweet potato donuts with mole sugar, again, keeping with that like Latin roots.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. So what happened? What does it mean to be a champion?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was so fun. I mean, it means a lot to be a champion, you know, to be able to come home, like call my kids and be like, Mommy, you won. Like I'm a champion. They had like a blast watching the show when it aired. So that was probably like the best part of winning Chopped was like seeing my kids like being proud of me and like super excited, because that's really like what I do all my hard work for is for them. But also having bragging rights, you know, I'm a Chopped champ is pretty great to say as well.
Well, that's awesome. I used to watch it. When I did have a little time while raising children, and I loved it. And sometimes they just come up with the craziest ingredients. You know, and you're supposed to make a dish out of, you know, the one potato today. You know, anything, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Now, so Food Networks, and I understand are you currently working for the Seattle School District as well?
Yeah, so I am the district chef for Seattle Public Schools. So I am responsible for creating the menu for all of our schools, overseeing like our central kitchen that we have, as well as like all the kitchens at each school, and also like buying with the vendor. Like I'm the one who does all the purchases and looking for like more local farms and vendors to work with. So yeah.
Oh, wow. And you've been there a couple years, I understand?
Yeah. This will be my 3rd year will be coming up in September. So this next coming school year will be the 3rd year that I'll be here.
Wow. So there's a lot of that time that was a pandemic time, and you were probably not as involved during that time, right? So,
so
what happened during that time?
Yeah. So I've never had a normal school year actually working at SPS. When the year that I started was 2019, 2020. So I had a couple of months of like normal school year, but then the pandemic hit and we shut down schools and everything. But actually our department, culinary services, stayed open throughout the whole entire time of the pandemic. We had meal sites open. So kids and family, we actually even pivoted to like opening up to like the communities, so like adults could get meals from us as well. So we really like, I think probably worked even harder than what like a normal school year would be, because we were here like working frontline worker, like providing food for the community really.
Yeah, I actually seen some of those sites visiting, and you guys have these food packages to provide to anyone who, you know, in need of food. That was really good service that the school opened up into the community at large. Okay, so I have not been to, so I have two little girls that go to the Seattle Public School, and I used to go and sit down with them when they were little to eat with them. And, so I saw the menu before your time, obviously, and I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
gone back since because they're older now. But
Yeah.
yeah, it would be curious to pop in and see what they are eating these
Yeah,
days.
for sure. Yeah, I know it's, like the community parents and stuff aren't able to come in, obviously, with all the health concerns that's going on right now. But, our commitment, even when my director, Aaron Smith, who was also pretty recently new to Seattle Public Schools as well, his vision was really to create this chef position because this chef position didn't exist before.
Right.
So he created the chef position. He hired me on, and our vision has really been to provide, more scratch-made items, more local
Fresh.
food.
Right.
Fresh, scratch-made, fresh local
Mhm.
foods, less pre-packed items, and really bring that like culinary chef mindset to school food.
Right. Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing. So before they didn't have a chef, and now they have you.
yeah,
Is that right?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
oh,
Yeah, so we've been able to do a lot of fun stuff. I mean, we've put, and I really, because I'm an immigrant and I came to Seattle when I was 6 years old and started in the first grade. I know that experience of, coming into a whole new world of like kids food as well. And our city and our schools are so diverse. And I know that. I really try to put a lot of like culturally relevant food. We've done things like we have a lot of high population of like Ethiopian Eritrean. So we did injera with their lentil stew. We've done like duck spring rolls. We've done a bunch of stuff to really kind of capture it and represent a little bit of like our full student body.
That's amazing. Okay, you are on Afternoons with Monique, and I'm Monique Lee, your host. Today, I have Chef Emme Collins from Soul and Spice, and also an executive chef at the Seattle School District. Chop Food Network Chop Champion on my show. So we're going on the second part of the episode where I love to learn about what you are currently working on. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So what I'm currently working on in my catering chef service company, Soul and Spice, I have just recently launched a virtual cooking class series on there. So if you go on my website, you can sign up for cooking live virtual cooking. So you'll be cooking with me, Chop Champion, and we'll be making a lot of like Afro-Brazilian recipes because that's again what I'm all about. Just really going back to my roots and trying to make everybody learn more about like Brazilian food, Afro-Brazilian food, of course, as well with like a Pacific Northwest like twist to it because I also feel very connected. I've been here since I was 6 years old. So there's a lot of really fun offerings. We have a Brigadeiro chocolate truffle class coming up this Saturday, just in time for like Valentine's Day. And then we have like moqueca stew. We have really fun stuff. So that's what I'm doing with like my personal catering business as well, and catering and chef services as always. And then with the school, just really continuing to find, this year has been actually a little bit even more challenging than when COVID actually happened, because now we're kind of facing more of like supply chain issues. I feel like we're now feeling all the effects of like COVID, so we've really just been trying to be innovative and trying to see how we can get creative to be able to still stick to our mission of serving more scratch-made items. We just were granted like a grant for farm to school. So we have a program that I launched called the Taste of SPS. And so every month I do like a scratch-made item that if like the month falls on like Black History Month, it'll be like an ode to that. If it falls on Lunar New Year month, then it'll be like something more like Asian style. So 100% scratch made, and I try to get as much local ingredients as there as possible as well.
Well, that's wonderful. Thanks for the update with the school grants and also your class. I saw on your website you have a lot of wonderful desserts, and I'm fascinated. I mean, I'm going to ask you for some tips on cooking and baking in a little bit before you leave the show here. But where do you host these cooking classes? Are they online or in person?
Yeah, they're online. So you can, you can be anywhere in the world, really. They're online, and I'm in my home kitchen, just cooking with you in your home kitchen. So it's like a perfect setting for those who are like looking to get started and getting in the kitchen more.
And where would they find you if they would like to join you?
Yeah, they can just go to my website, www.chefemme, that's spelled CHEFEMME.com.
Okay.
And it should pop up where you can also get 20% off your first class. You just enter your email, and then you get a code to be able to get a discount on your first class.
That sounds wonderful. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you about your catering service. I saw some local philanthropist on your on your website. Of the three names that I saw, I think I saw someone named Verder, and I know the only person I know is Craig McCaw, but the other two before his name, I don't know who they are. So tell us who these people are, and what did you do? What did you cater for them? What kind of fare do they have?
For sure. So I've cooked for a really high profile, like celebrity clientele here in Seattle. Eddie Vedder was one of my first clients. So I cooked for him and his family for a few years. I cooked for Jamal Crawford, which is a local NBA player who grew up here locally in Seattle.
I've also watched sport enough.
Yeah, right. I've also cooked for Russell Wilson and his wife Sierra. And again, like Craig McCaw, who has, really long standing history here in the city as well. So yeah, a good like client list that I have for sure.
Oh, wow. So is this like a corporate functions, birthday party, wedding? What kind of events are these?
Yeah, so they're mostly like private chef. So I come into their homes and like cook their meals for the day, whether that be like breakfast, lunch, and or dinner. But I've also done like small events for them, like if they have like a party, birthday party. Not so much the past few years, but I do offer either like private chef services where I come into your home and I cook for you your meal for that day, or I offer meal prep, or if you're having like a celebration, a party for your birthday, weddings. I do a lot of weddings as well, corporate events. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm so glad, we occasionally have, local talents like you, minority women who forging their way in the world and achieving great accolades, so congratulations on that. Yeah. I'm very curious about some of the events that you get to, see some of the people that you just mentioned, what kind of food do you serve at these? Do you have like a menu that focus on Brazilian only or Northwest fare? What do you offer?
Yeah, so most of my private chef clients, it's really like what they want to eat. So it depends on like what their palate is. So I'm really just cooking the foods that they love in the best way that I know how to. When it comes to like catering, a lot of people really want like fresh, local, like Pacific Northwest style foods, which I love to do as well. But then when it comes to, an event or something, or like my cooking class that I can kind of cook what I want, I really enjoy cooking the foods from my Brazilian heritage.
That's amazing. Okay. So tell us, what are some of the, maybe one or two, I don't want to call it secret, but we all have these little like surprises that nobody knows, but we know, and it makes such a difference. Do you like for me, let me see some of the things that I put in my food that most people don't know. Like if I make pho, and my pho broth, the broth is everything, right? And I use a lot of bones, or a lot of high quality, fresh cut bones, or oxtail, and people are like, how did you make this so rich? And I would share that, but it's my little secret. So what's some of your, I'm sure you have so many. So share.
I have so many, but I feel like whenever I do a cooking class, this is the one thing that I always tell my students, what really sets apart just like a cook to a really great cook / chef is really like tasting as you go and adjusting. I think that a lot of people kind of just really like are set on following the recipe. And there's like changes and everything. Your line might be a little bit smaller than what that recipe was based on. So tasting as you go and adding a little bit more of this or that to adjust it to your taste and your liking is what really will set you apart as a really like outstanding cook.
Okay, cool. One more. What other things can you share?
Yeah, so when I cook like meats, especially like beef and lamb, so in Brazil, like our 3 basic spices are salt, pepper, and cumin. So anything I put black pepper in, I put equal parts of cumin. So we actually call it pimenta cominho, and that translates to pepper cumin. So anytime like black pepper, a little bit of cumin just really like blows people away.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Awesome. I'm learning. Okay. Yeah. I've never made, a Brazilian food before, but I know that there's a lot of meat in that cuisine. You saw the big log of
yes, the steakhouse. Yeah, that's actually a specialty of like southern Brazil. Like where I'm from, we have a lot of seafood. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I love having you on. I really enjoy our conversation and highlight some of your work for the city of Seattle and, also nationwide when we see you on TV and doing Food Network. So I'm so happy that you could make it on the show. Thank you so much. It is Lunar New Year. And, I'm sure you have some kind of cooking lessons celebrating that culture. Yeah. So, can't wait to check out your website and see what's coming up next.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It was really great chatting with you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Well, you're on Afternoons with Monique, and this is Rainier Avenue Radio. I just finished my interview with Chef Emme Collins from Soul and Spice Catering, also Food Network champion from CHOP program, and executive chef for the Seattle School District. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
You too.
This is